Hello, and welcome back. I'm Baron Battlebred, your guide through the streets and whispers of Regate. Gather round, lost folk, as we spiral back into the Timebreakers, trying to rewrite history and change their fates. When we last left off, Elise and Shimmer, having cast invisibility upon themselves and left their teammates Sarah and Thaddeus behind in a fit of madness, just returned home to Thaddeus's home. Upon they found the door open, and they crept inside, where they find a helmet sitting on the bed. Elise and Shimmer, what would you like to do?
I'm not touching that.
Yeah, Elise is going to reach out with her mage hand. Before reaching out with the mage hand, she's probably going to look around to see if anybody's still there.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a quick perception check to see what's around you.
I use physical dice because my computer's being a pain in the ass right now. That's only a 6.
You look around. There's nothing out of the ordinary here. No windows open, no doors ajar other than the one you came in. No ruffling feathers. No ruffling sheets or curtains. Nothing for anyone to hide behind. You're all alone.
So Elise, without saying another word, after glancing around very quickly and not taking in too much of the sight, she's going to manipulate the helmet with her mage hand and bring it closer so the two can investigate.
All right. You bring the helmet closer to yourself. It is similar as you draw it towards you in that it is black. It's like a blackened metal, kind of with some silver accents, very, very shiny, very expensive looking. But go ahead and roll me an investigation check as you bring it closer to yourself.
Both of us?
Yeah, both of you.
You should like it.
Elise got a 32.
19.
What?
Holy shit.
Where did a 32 come from?
Plus 13 investigation with the eyes of minute seeing because it's within a foot.
Good God.
Expertise, motherfucker!
And you rolled a 19. Okay. Shimmer, with a 19, you can tell that this is definitely an enchanted helm, much like the one that Thaddeus was wearing previously. Elise, as you're going over this helmet, flipping it over with your mage hand, looking through it, you find etched into the inside of the helmet a small sigil and what appears to be a return label that says, "If found, bring back to fall."
19 plus 13. Good God. Elise is a modern Sherlock Gnomes.
Modern Sherlock Gnomes.
Gnomes.
Shimmer, what do you make of this? Sigil, return to Falls.
Who the fuck is... I've never heard that name.
No, that's a valid reaction.
Is it a name? Is it a building?
It seems rather unintelligent, I would say, to include a return address on an evil enchantment. I must say.
Whoa,
That feels like a trap. Not gonna lie.
How about both of you roll me a history check to see if you recognize the name?
Reminder, I was not there during that episode. And I rolled a 9.
Damage.
With a 9, you do not. Elise,
What's that?
you remember that after you guys escaped prison and you guys made it here, you were helped by a tiny creature, wizard type, named Fall.
Oh, god damn it.
I believe the name of that small pixie creature that was imprisoned with us was in fact named Fall.
What pixie creature?
There was...
The one who sent us back in time? Were you not there for that?
No, I was not.
She was on a
I
necklace.
was out and Shimmer was in the necklace. Shimmer has no idea who this person is.
Nope.
So between the time when you had entered the necklace and we had been imprisoned and the time we arrived in Regate before the time-traveling event, there was a small creature that helped us. In fact, directly caused our release into the past.
Is that helping? Sending you into the past, given what apparently happened to Thaddeus? That doesn't sound like help. Especially given the whole thing with these helmets.
It is all a bit relative, I admit.
What's the ward thing? Is it just the return label, or is it something else as well?
Oh, no. That is a spell sigil etched onto the inside of the helmet. if you want to roll an Arcana to investigate that more magically.
Yes.
I was actually going to do something extremely stupid.
Oh, what do you got? Go ahead.
Tell me.
I was going to have Elise put it down and try and cast either prestidigitation or mending, depending on what it was, to try and make it go away, to get rid of it.
You want to mend the etching so that it removes the spell.
Yes,
I don't think
Okay.
that's how that works.
Well,
it's a tear. It's a thing carved into a thing, and it's not supposed to do that. That is considered a tear in my mind.
Okay.
okay. Hang on. I see where you're going with this.
I
got-
now see where you're going with this.
I've got the mending does say rips and cuts and okay. And an etching is sticking into it. You could make it smooth. Okay. Roll me an Arcana check. Do you have proficiency in Arcana?
No, but technically I have half proficiency because I'm a bard.
Half proficiency is not the full proficiency. Roll me Arcana with disadvantage.
I think they're just allowed to roll any check.
Yeah.
Is the bard thing.
Well,
Okay, that still beats it. You believe if you cast mending on this, it should solve the problem. So go for it.
I'm going to do that
Okay.
and see what happens.
Okay, so you have Elise put the helmet down and you cast mending on it. As you do, you watch as the sigil starts erasing momentarily and then snaps back into place. And you take 1 point of psychic damage.
Honestly, less damage than I was expecting.
So your mending started to remove the sigil, but it appears that the spell holding it in place might be more powerful than a cantrip.
Might be.
She hisses.
Just a whittle.
But there is potential for it to be more powerful than a cantrip.
Well,
You might need 2
it
cantrips.
could have worked if there was potential there.
Yes, it seemed to react to your magics.
While Elise and Shimmer are investigating this helmet, we're going to jump back to Sarah and Thaddeus real quick.
Scene change. Transition pen.
Wobble, wibble, wobble.
Ooh.
Thaddeus, Sarah, you guys have been left behind by Shimmer and Elise as they made their way back, and as Thaddeus was finishing up a fit of madness, you guys are still at the castle. What are you up to?
Okay, I'm putting away my rapier. And then I don't know.
Well, you and Thaddeus are still in the castle. Thaddeus has just overcome his fit of madness, so he has stopped laughing, and he has decided to never laugh again. Or, well, for the next 3 years, he claims. And you guys still have the helmet with you, though it is no longer magical.
Did anyone react to him laughing for several minutes straight?
Yeah, I think I did.
I mean, like in the background characters, the backdrop.
Sarah, do you want to roll me a perception check to see if anyone saw this happen?
Didn't we talk shit about his laugh on the way back to his house?
Yeah.
What?
we did.
I know you guys were.
16.
Okay. 16. You look around and you do see a couple of guards, but, not too many. But they are standing at attention outside their respective doorways or making their way down the halls in their patrols. But they give you a couple of cursory glances, but nothing too out of the ordinary to see random things happen inside the castle.
All right.
Nobody's giving you a closer inspection than you would expect of somebody who's staring at somebody laughing uncontrollably.
Yeah, no, that's odd that they're not really inspecting it, but that's kind of expected.
Even Gregory isn't really looking at you anymore.
In my mind, I'm thinking that they'd probably just thought the lizard did something to me, and they're just like, oh, this is normal.
Yeah,
This is
put on another one of the lizard's weird toys.
Well, Thaddeus, you don't have the helmet with you, and it is currently out of your grasp. You guys are at the castle. You have the evening ahead of you. What would you guys like to do?
Well, I'd like to get to my feet, and I'd like to turn to the lizard, and I'd like to look at the helmet. And Thaddeus is going to say, never have that helmet near me again.
All
Wait.
right. As I'm putting away my rapier, I guess, because we went back.
You watch as the lizard picks up the jar and just kind of puts it behind his back, giving you a questionable glance. Like these?
Further away, if you can.
Okay. Gregory, go put this in the vault. He's going to pick up the helmet, and he's going to walk away, mumbling, like, yeah, stupid laughing helmet. I had to put it on my head. Can't believe I had to do with this. The fucking lizard and these guys laughing at night. And he's just going to mumble as he walks away down the hallway with the jar.
Something like Reese Darby.
Thaddeus, Thaddeus is
Go
going
ahead.
to now ask the lizard, where did Shimmer and Elise go?
Oh, well, it seems that as you were having a laughing fit, they scuttled off. I can attempt to discern their location for you, if you so wish.
No, that won't be necessary. I'm
Oh,
just
but
going to
it's
go
great
home.
fun. Let's read the bones.
Oh, this
Fine.
guy.
And you watch as
Fine.
he takes the pouch off of his thing and he throws it on the table and he's like, it says here that your friends have returned to the site of your greatest despair.
Oh. Okay, Sarah, we're going home.
The lizard is going to look at you just kind of horrified.
I turn
But
to the lizard. I turn to the lizard. I look at him and I say, and then I just walk off.
Weird bunch. All right, so you and Sarah make it out of the castle. Actually, Sarah, are you going with Thaddeus?
Yeah.
All right, Thaddeus and Sarah, you make it out of the castle and you start heading home. As you guys leave the castle's main gate, I want both of you to roll me a perception check real quick.
8.
Another 16.
All right, Thaddeus, you're busy lamenting the fact that you're heading home again. Sarah, you, still bright-eyed to the world, are looking around, and you see Gregory get in a carriage?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Gregory, the guy you saw walk further into the castle is now outside and just got into a carriage and is riding off.
Oh, the directions didn't match up. Okay. I was gonna say, I have no idea where the vault is. Well, he didn't go that way.
Who didn't?
Greg points to Greg.
Huh.
Thaddeus, you look up and all you see is a carriage just kind of plopping off into the distance.
And be like, let's follow them. And then I'm gonna, start moving as fast as I can.
Just Terminator sprint after it.
Yes.
What's your move speed, Sarah?
40.
Okay. The carriage started moving before you did. You make it to the end of the street where it turned a corner. I want you to roll me a perception check.
I'm gonna say I am double moving, so there is that.
Mhm.
That'd be a 14.
You turn the corner and you look down the way, and you can see many carriages, all moving in different directions. Give me a quick investigation check to see if you recognize.
Oh, that's intimidation.
That is intimidation. I need a quick investigation.
Sarah is intimidating the investigation.
Yes, I'm intimidating the DM into making it work.
Even with a 15, you look left and you look right and you look forward, and Gregory's carriage has disappeared.
Well then. He's got a magical carriage.
Thaddeus, you watch Sarah sprint off to the end of the road and is looking frantically in all directions.
I'm running towards Sarah. Unfortunately, my speed is 30 feet, so it takes me a bit to catch up, and I'm slightly out of breath because of all the laughing.
It takes you an extra round to get there, and by the time you do, Sarah is done looking around and just kind of staring at you coming up.
Are you okay?
Did you see which way they went?
They're gone.
Oh.
Do not laugh and then run.
I don't believe I have that capability.
We'll install some monks, don't worry.
We'll install some later.
With that being the excitement for your evening, would you like to continue heading home?
Let's get home.
All right. You guys start heading back to Thaddeus's house. And after about 20 minutes or so, Elise and Shimmer, you have finished investigating the helmet to the best of your ability when Thaddeus and Sarah walk in the front door and see you standing there holding a helmet.
We're not holding it. It is on a table.
I was going to say, I pull
You
out
know
my
what I
sword.
mean? They see you surrounding a similar helmet to the one that was recently pulled off of Thaddeus.
I pull out my rapier.
As soon as Thaddeus sees the helmet, he looks in shock and he's like, no, just no. He walks over to the table, he grabs the helmet, and he throws it out the door.
I was going to suggest we take it to the lizard, given that one has a return label.
We can do it tomorrow, if it's still there. And then Thaddeus is going to go to sleep.
Okay.
As
Thaddeus.
Thaddeus walks out of sight, Elise will mage hand it back into the house.
Yeah, okay, that's easy enough. It didn't go very far.
Makes a crowning achievement. People throw it out a window.
So Elise brings it back into the house. Thaddeus goes to sleep. What about the rest of you?
I guess I'll return to attempting to make a mouthpiece for my own design.
Make a map. Oh, okay. Roll me an intelligence check to work on your stuff.
Or
You're working on it, but it's tough. You're not quite sure how jaws move.
yeah,
That's weird. You're sure there's some kind of hinge or something attached to it, but you haven't seen one yet. So you'll have to go looking later. Shimmer and Elise, you have the helmet back. Thaddeus has gone to bed. Sarah is drawing on a piece of paper. What are you guys up to?
I think it would be best if we tried to find something to put it in that conceals it at least, both for the sake of making sure that the owner doesn't come back for it, and also so Thaddeus doesn't see it and try to throw it out again while we're sleeping.
Okay. You want to look around the workshop, see if you can't find a container to hide it in, or a blanket to wrap it in, or something.
Yeah.
All right.
Elise will assist.
Okay.
in
I
delivery.
would like one of you to roll me investigation with advantage.
I think you have better investigation. I have a +2.
Advantage. Okay. 31.
Damn. Gotta stop doing that. 31. Elise, you find 3 objects that are perfectly capable of containing this helmet. You find a small cage that fits the helmet with a lock on it, though it does have bars, so you could see into it. You find a large blanket you could wrap it in that folds into its own satchel. And you find a small wooden box that does not have a lock, but it does have a lid. You also find Sarah, who is capable of containing this helmet.
May I suggest we put it in the cage and then wrap the blanket around it?
I was thinking exactly that, yes.
Okay. You lock it in the do you lock the cage, or do you just put it in the cage without the lock?
I had intended to lock it.
Okay, you lock it in the cage. Who wants to hold the key?
I'm going to be going into the necklace, so I'll hold it. Can't really have it be stolen if it's in the necklace with me.
Okay. Shimmer has the key. You guys lock it in the cage. You wrap it up in the blanket. You now have a helmet in a cage and a satchel, essentially.
No one can touch it now.
Success.
All right. And it is getting late into the evening, if there's anything that anyone would like to do.
I am going to write a letter to my parents telling them to invest in the NoTa company. And it would be best to do it during the festival because that would be peak investment time.
Got it. Investment with a sense of urgency. Okay. Do you know how you planned to send this letter off?
There's like a magical delivery service probably used by my family that like actually does do things like much quicker than normal delivery service.
Okay.
So she's probably she'll send it through that channel.
Okay.
First class.
We will.
First class mail.
We'll come back to that.
Mm-hmm.
So
and then after that, As soon after she's done with the letter, she's gonna go into the necklace and go to sleep.
Okay. That leaves Elise. You're the only one still up and alert outside of your own interests currently. What are you up to?
Elise is making a pot of herbal tea before resting for the night. Nothing else too eventful.
Yeah, easy enough. It's pretty easy to find pots and fire and
Which-
water inside the tinkerer's shop.
Which one of us goes to sleep first?
Thaddeus.
No, between me and Elise.
Oh, you would.
Okay, so as she's like sipping her tea or making her tea, Shimmer will just kind of walk up to her, hand her her necklace, and disappear.
Elise will just look at the necklace in her hands, see Shimmer disappear, and pocket the necklace.
It's quite a talent. Quite a talent.
Then you guys head to bed. Everyone gets the benefit of a long rest.
I was going to say, hold on.
Oh,
As they're going to sleep, I'm getting frustrated about my inability to conceptualize the correct hinging motion for a jaw. And I'm going to head off to the cemetery.
all right. Then you get to head out after Elise goes to sleep. Elise, seeing as this is kind of your area, go ahead and roll me a perception with disadvantage as Sarah closes the door.
14.
Mm.
Hold on, I'll roll stealth.
Yep. Go ahead and give me stealth, Sarah.
I succeeded.
With a 22, you do not wake up and see this happen. At least, Sarah, you sneak out of the house and you make your way through the darkened streets of Reggate. Previously bustling with people, it is eerily quiet out here.
Hmm.
And you said you are headed to the graves?
Mhm.
Okay. You make your way across town to the graves. It took, maybe 40 minutes, about an hour, because you're sneaking along. But you make your way to the graves. You can see a temple in the distance at the edge of the wall. You see a number of, basically a field of gravestones in this area. What would you like to do?
I will walk up to a random gravestone and start digging.
Imagine this gravestone happens to be a guy who was decapitated and doesn't have a head.
Son of a...
Sarah, you're walking up to a random gravestone and you're going to start digging, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. You walk up to the first random gravestone and you start digging. How are you digging? Go ahead and
Like a
go
dog.
ahead, like a dog with your hands.
Yes.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
7.
7. This is really, really hard dirt. You are making almost no headway into this grave space, and as you continue digging down, suddenly your fingers start clanging as you run into what appears to be several large rocks used to fill in the space.
Hmm.
Would you like to continue in this area or move on to a different grave?
I'm going to try using my shield as a shovel.
Okay. Roll me an athletics check with advantage.
15.
All right. It takes about another hour of your time, but you do manage to move most of the rocks out of the way, and you're digging down, and suddenly you hear the thunk as your shield taps against the wooden coffin.
Hmm.
Would you like to continue digging until you're able to open the coffin, or do you want to break through the coffin?
Or dig around the coffin.
Or dig
further
around the
down.
coffin. How would you like to go about this?
Dig around the coffin so that I can open it.
All right.
It's like have a little cave space because I'm so short.
Yeah, easy enough. Go ahead and roll me another athletics check with advantage.
12.
The dirt around you is getting hard and compacted. It's pretty tough. And as you're digging, you find the shattered remains of several other bones in the space around you. But
Human?
you're unsure. They are broken and splintered.
Hmm.
But you do manage to dig out enough of a space to open the coffin. And it doesn't look like this coffin has been nailed shut. So give me a DC 10 strength check to see if you can pop it open.
I'm going to use the shield as leverage.
Okay, you can roll it with advantage.
Yeah, dirty 20.
All right. You take a look at this. You place your shield up against the lip of it, and you push down with all of your might, and this coffin lid flies open, completely uncontested. And you're staring at the decaying body of just a lady. Yeah, there we go. That's the name I got. They do have a head, though.
Hmm.
Go ahead and roll me investigation.
So, real quick, I'm going to turn off my olfactory button.
You're going to turn off your nose. Okay.
Yep.
Sure, go ahead. Easy enough. Go ahead and roll me your investigation on the body.
I am going to remove it from its shoulders.
You're going to take the head.
To take the head.
Okay.
And I'm
Yeah,
going to
easy
put it
enough.
in my storage department, and I'm going to go home.
Okay. As you clamber out of this, grave robbing escapade, roll me a perception check.
Another 16.
As you climb out of this hole, the area around you lights up bright orange, and you turn to see the source of the light, and the temple in the distance is on fire.
Oh no! I will run after the nipple.
As you start sprinting towards the temple, the flames are burning higher and brighter, and then suddenly they go out.
I'll turn around and go home.
All right. As you turn around to leave, the flames flare up again behind you. And then after a few seconds, they go out again.
I'm going to go home and wake up the party.
Okay.
It's fine. They're just having a rave.
Yeah.
Sarah, you end up heading home. It takes you about another hour of your time. You have just enough time to go into your trance state to receive a long rest before morning, unless you feel like waking everyone up right now, and they will only receive a short rest.
If there's just enough time for them to do that, then
You've been gone for about 4 hours.
yeah, I'll let them get their long rest and then wake them up immediately as soon as the long rest period is over.
Okay. You slip into your trance state with a head in your chest cavity.
A putrid, rotting head, yes.
Mm-hmm. And you go to sleep for your 4 hours. After 4 hours, dawn is here. The sounds outside start bustling. You flare back to life. Well, back to sentience.
Shimmer is probably going to wake up early because she does have a meeting for at the crack of dawn with the NoTa company.
That is true.
I imagine she was probably the first one awake. And as soon as she leaves her necklace, basically, can she smell the rotting head?
Go ahead and roll me.
A Constitution saving throw?
Hang on. First, we have to see if she smells it first. Shimmer, based on your noble upbringing, go ahead and roll me a perception with advantage. Because rot is not something that you are used to.
14.
You definitely smell something foul as you enter, as you come out of your necklace. As you come out of your necklace space, it's terrible out here.
She'll start retching a little bit, and cover her nose and mouth, and be like, and jostle Elise, like, the fuck is that smell?
What? What is this? Jeez.
What?
That's putrid.
As Shimmer and Elise are retching in the distance, Thaddeus, roll me a perception check with disadvantage because you're still asleep.
I got a 19.
What?
All right,
Okay.
Thaddeus, you wake up to the sound and the smell. You've made some accidental foul concoctions in your tinkering moments. This is worse than any melted belt, any burnt motor. This is worse than when the rotten oils fell onto the floor and you couldn't get that sent out for weeks, but it is foul. You are all woken up to an olfactory assault.
You know that's going to stain.
So Thaddeus will cover his face so he doesn't have to smell that so badly.
Shimmer has been trying to put nice smells around her nose and mouth, but it's like trying to put like essential oil on top of like rotting food type of situation where it just makes it worse.
Yep. I need
I was
everyone.
gonna imagine that she was going to use like a what you call it, like the Black Plague type thing, the masks that they wear.
Oh,
What
with
they're
the
called.
flowers and incense all on the beak. Yeah.
Yeah,
A plague doctor mask.
pretty much. Just pulls out a pouch to sit under her
I don't
nose.
own one. I'm a lady. That's
It's
With
just
you,
disguised, like, a nice little face covering.
with you all having woken up, and realizing that this scent is in the air, I need all three of you to roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Corpse
I
rot.
said saving. Roll the thing and not. That is a 3.
Not 1 for 2.
I got a 23.
Thaddeus, you are the most accustomed to lingering, horrible scents, so you do not have to worry about this. You have you throw a bandana over your face, and you're good enough. Elise and
Oh.
Shimmer,
They both rolled a 2.
Shimmer, you are not accustomed to these scents at all. And Elise, you were not prepared for it. And one thing when you can steel your stomach against it, it's another thing to wake up to it. But you both, unfortunately, have lost your lunch.
Do they at least get to sit up before losing their lunch?
Oh, they
Probably
set
not.
up.
Okay.
I was standing up because just came out of a necklace. I was having a good morning. Like I had breakfast and everything already in the necklace.
Hence
So
the
you
dip.
lost your breakfast too.
You lost your breakfast, Elise. Shimmer lost her breakfast. Elise didn't have breakfast yet.
See
but
Elise
you-
doubled
Thaddeus is just
over,
gonna
dry
crawl out,
heaving.
Yeah, pretty much. What would you two like to do
I will report that there was something crazy happening at the temple last night.
while they're
Yes.
doing this? Okay. While you two are doubled over, Sarah walks up to you and reports that something weird happened at the Kelimvor temple last night.
I
Did-
don't want to hear about any of your misadventures. I'm leaving.
How did
I don't
does
know
the
why.
scent get stronger as she approaches?
Probably. I'm the source of the smell.
There was a little voice in the back of my head when you were digging, was hoping you were going to pull up the head of a bug.
Not with that perception check, Shimmer. You
Okay.
are currently dealing with it already. You are not focused on whether the smell got stronger.
Shimmer is not even gonna say anything. She's running out of that house after Elise.
Got it. Elise and Shimmer book it outside. Outside the home, you guys, it's fresh air. It's lovely. It's the scents and smells of a festival town. Spices are in the air. Sweets are in the air. It's delicious out here.
Yeah, but I'm also imagining as Shimmer's running out, she's got like sick all over her.
She is casting prestidigitation constantly to try and get rid of any scent.
Up.
Well, yes, to clean herself up, get rid of any trace of that smell. Try to put good smells on herself and on Elise because she is around Elise a lot,
Okay.
and she does not want her to smell bad around her.
Okay.
So-
While you two are outside cleaning yourselves up, Thaddeus, you are still inside the house. You can stomach the smell, but go ahead and roll me an investigation check to see if you can figure out where it's coming from.
I got a 16.
Thaddeus, you know that smell isn't anything in your room, so you walk out to the living room. You watch Shimmer and Elise book it out the front door. And you're kind of like, you go over to your bench. It's none of the concoctions that you have in here, none of the oils or lubricants. You've got No, not that, not that, not that. Suddenly, you turn towards Sarah, and you're like, huh. He's coming from you. Did you burn out a motor? Thaddeus, you can tell the smell is coming from Sarah. And as you look over her, you can see that her fingers are like, her feet and fingers are covered in dirt. Her shield is kind of muddy.
I look at Sarah and I say, what did you do?
I open up my compartment and pull out the severed rotting head.
Thaddeus, I need you to roll me a Constitution save because you were not expecting that.
Sarah casts 7th level gas bomb.
I got a 12.
That is enough to hold it. You are right on the edge, and should something else happen, you will make it the save with disadvantage. But currently, you are keeping your stomach down.
Oh, God.
Oh, why, Sarah? Why?
And I will, still holding the severed head, pull out the schematics and be like, I was trying to figure out how to make a mouth that moves. So I needed a reference point.
Oh.
She wasn't using it anymore.
And Thaddeus will walk over to one of his cupboards, and he'll pull out a bag of holding that he happens to have, and he'll just kind of hold it out, and he'll be like, "Here, just put it in here. Put it in here."
I'll put it in there.
And then
Okay.
he'll close the bag of holding.
Yep. Okay. You now have a severed head in your bag of holding.
It's not my bag of holding anymore.
Okay. Who are you giving it to Sarah then?
No, I'm going to be disposing of it later. It just became a trash bag of holding.
You now have a severed head in your trash bag of holding. The smell persists.
Through the
Yeah,
bag of
imagine.
holding?
Through me imagining.
Not through the bag of holding.
Would this smell be strong enough for an owlbear to pick up on?
Probably.
Not from their current location.
Copy.
But you can tell that Sarah's been holding on to this head for some time.
Thaddeus, given that he has worked with Rolt in the past and everything like that, he has asked Rolt for a kind of a cleaning solution that gets rid of really foul smells. Because again, that grease, that didn't come out for weeks.
Okay. Roll me a d20 on that.
All right.
It also turns whatever you clean, it turns it a shade of blue.
That's going to be an 8.
Yeah, you have some. It will work. But you're not going to be too keen on it. This is definitely an emergency situation, though.
Yes. Oh,
You wash out the inside of Sarah?
I'm going to wash out the inside of Sarah. I'm going to wash Sarah completely down.
Okay. Sarah, Thaddeus washes you.
Yep. Inside and out.
Inside and out. And you smell lovely.
Grumbling the entire time.
Playing, working at not a car
Like,
wash.
God dang it, stupid robot. Yeah.
You do notice that in the permeable sets of your body, anything that is not made of like straight metals is dyed blue.
Oh.
So your joints are now blue. Your eyes are kind of a bluish tint now. You're just a little bit bluer than you expected. Anyway, Sarah is blue. The scent is gone. Elise and Shimmer, you guys are cleaned up. It is first thing in the morning now. What would you like to do?
Before they decide what they're going to do, I'm going to pop out the door, and if I see Elise and Shimmer there, I'm just going to say, I got it cleaned up.
They don't know what happened. We're probably not going
I'll
to know what
explain
happened.
later.
That was absolutely horrid.
Quite a rancid display from your machine.
Yeah, I don't know what she was thinking.
Who's down blue?
But what are you guys doing?
After they were getting cleaned up, she's been trying to set up the morning plans with Elise because she has a meeting that she can't skip with the NoTa company. and then but they need to go to the lizard, so she's probably going to do that immediately. Head straight to the castle immediately after her meeting.
Okay.
And trying to figure out the logistics of that with Elise. Well, Thaddeus is doing cleanup inside with Sarah.
That's easy enough. Shimmer will tell you about her meeting, and she will head off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Shimmer is going to head off to her meeting. You guys finish your cleaning.
The meeting she'll leave after Thaddeus pops his head out and is like, it's over. She's going to leave right after being like, the fuck, that was horrid, to Thaddeus.
Cool.
Oh.
Okay, so Thaddeus is going to be like, he'll look to Elise and he'll just be like, would you like to go out for breakfast?
Yes, I find myself rather hungry now that I've got some fresh air. Now that I have some fresh air and my stomach is settled, I'm feeling a bit hungry.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay. Sure.
Okay,
you
cool.
guys.
Wait 1 second. Thaddeus goes
go
back in and he labels the trash bag of holding as trash.
Okay. You have.
Do not want to open that again.
That is easy enough. Do you guys want to wander out into the festival, see if you can find some good breakfast, or do you want to, do you plan on just going to a restaurant, or what's your goal here? Do you want some?
Avoid the brunch place.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not going to that brunch place again.
What?
Before we leave, I will will retrieve the trash bag of holding.
Okay. Are you hiding that you're grabbing this? What are you
Not
doing
really,
with this?
but I'll roll stealth at disadvantage.
Yeah, roll me a sleight of hand.
Oh, that's not the right. This one. Disadvantage. I got a 14.
Okay. Thaddeus, what is your passive perception?
My passive perception is 17.
Thaddeus, you see Sarah grab this bag.
Put it back in her storage compartment.
You know what? After what I went through, I don't really care. Maybe I can, coax it out of Sarah later on to dispose of it somewhere else.
Okay. All right. So Sarah, you pocket this item. You guys gather your things, and you are going to head out on your way through the festival to see if you can't pick up breakfast and meet the lizard in the castle.
Excellent.
Solid.
All right. Well, that'll be all for now. But when we return next episode, I'm sure that the time breakers will continue to impress us.
Time breakers, time breakers.
You can come join the Discord. The link is in the description. And to help us build the city from the inside, it's a lot of fun, actually. You can talk with the people. You can talk with us. You can, tell us what you're thinking. We are now currently available on all podcast streaming platforms. So you can leave us a rating, leave a review, and tell us how you really feel. Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.
No.